This is going to be an audio review for 718. We're going to be checking out vocal compression on Scott and Joel to start. I just wanted to take a look at that because I saw that that is hitting pretty hard on them.
I am holding on to faith, 'cause I know you'll make a way.
So you can see we have two compressors lined up here. We've got the Pro C2, and then we also have a compressor built into our 4000G SSL channel strip. So let's take a look at both of those and see how much compression they're doing. We can see a combined meter here on the bottom. This will be visible on the tablets there on our live stream surface.
And I don't always understand, and I don't always get to see, but I will believe it.
So even during this quieter part of the song, we're already hitting 20 to 25 dB of compression. That's a little on the excessive side. We're going to start to get some major artifacting from that. It's going to sound pretty unnatural. So let's back that off and see what that sounds like and see what we got to do to adapt to that.
Yes, I will believe it. You make mountains move. You make giants fall. You use songs of praise to shake prison walls. And I will speak to my fear. I will preach to my doubt that you were faithful then. You'll be faithful now. Standing on your word, I'm calling heaven down to earth, and you will fight my enemies, and this will end in victory, and I will believe it. Yes, I will believe it. You make mountains move.
That sounds a bit better. The main thing we want to avoid with overcompression is bringing all of those quieter sounds behind his voice smashed up right with his voice. Let's solo that and see what overcompression sounds like.
I doubt that you were faithful then. You'll be faithful now. You make mountains move. You make giants fall. You use songs of praise.
Overcompression is going to bring up all of that room sound and drum noise and stage noise up to the same level as his vocal, kind of adding in some phasiness with the direct sources that we've got going from the actual instruments and drums, as well as just adding this kind of like room ambiance that we don't really want. We do want a little bit of compression to actually adjust the dynamics on his voice, but if we do too much compression, we end up with a flat Scott with zero dynamics, and we end up with a lot of background noise. The next thing I want to take a look at is instrument panning. All of the instruments, as far as I can tell, were panned pretty much dead center for this one. One thing to take note of is even if we do have a stereo instrument, if it's panned hard left and hard right, for the most part that's going to mean there's width there, but it's still panned dead center. So one thing to maybe do if we have two electrics like this is actually take one of your pan controls and bump it in a little bit on each side. And then that will allow you to have that width still, but it's going to be biased off to one side or the other, creating a little bit more space kind of left and right. Acoustic we would probably want to leave towards the center since that is Scott's instrument and Scott is center. So it would feel a little odd to have that panned off one way or the other. But also feel free to move maybe keys over a little way or pads another way, which technically breaks space rules, but most people aren't going to notice that the pads are biased one side or the other. Also flute, feel free to move flute one way or the other.
Give life, you are love, you bring light to the dark.
So that sounds pretty good. I like that. Just to add some depth to the instruments. Again, if you're on a phone or a TV, you probably won't notice, but for those people that are watching with headphones in or something like that, maybe a nicer home theater setup, they'll notice that. It'll be really nice. It'll just add to the detail of the mix. One quick little thing that I also wanted to just double check. When you are using one of these SSL channel strips, make sure you turn the V gain all the way down. That is basically just the natural noise that was in those consoles. So it's basically just the noise volume, like how much static and distortion there is. So we want to take that all the way out because we really have no use for it. We're not trying to emulate an old console in that specific respect. Other than that, thought it was a great week. Loved Dead Nuts on with the Lufs the whole day. So great work on that. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job.